A rock star in my tiny apartment. A bona fide celebrity sat on a couch I brought in from the curb, which might have questionable wildlife living inside its cushions, and he's leafing through the advanced photography guide while I pack. I still can't wrap my mind around how a huge rock star can be sitting inside my suddenly very tiny apartment. It seemed small when Raina came over, but with Royal's all-consuming presence, there isn't an inch where I can't feel him. With shaking fingers, more from excitement than anything else, I stuff clothes into a duffel that's seen better days. Besides, all I really need are my camera and laptop. Oh, and extra batteries. Clean underwear is a bonus. I'm background mostly, so I don't bother with anything fancy. Just the essentials. Not that I'm neck-deep in fancy. I just mean the little black dress living in the back of my closet for formal emergencies and dates with Larry way back when.
You don't need to bring much. Everything will be provided for you at Lunar Manor.
Doing my best to ignore him so I can concentrate, because I'd hate to leave anything. My mind whirls back to Royal's words at the cafe. He can't have said a worse thing to sober me up. He oozes sex appeal, plain and simple. The same as any athlete, actor, man in uniform. I'd have to be a frigid bitch not to feel anything every time I come within a foot of him, and yet I suspect Royal possesses the power to melt the most frigid of bitches. Only now the difference is, I recognize the reaction to his charisma. No one owned me but myself. If I'm anchored to that, I'll survive the month in one piece. My goal: take the pictures and escape like a thief in the night. Nothing will prevent me from leaving after the 30-day limit I set for myself. It's more than enough time to accomplish my project. Plus, it gives me a buffer to treat and clean up the pictures, have them framed, and draft the paper included in the requirement. All that before the spring showcase. Being a photographer isn't just about pointing and shooting. That's only the beginning of the process. Just because you got the photo doesn't mean you leave it virgin. The panel will murder me if I present them with untouched photos. Adding socks in with a couple pairs of jeans and tees, I say, "You really didn't have to wait for me, Royal. I could have cabbed it to Lunar Manor." Okay, only half the statement is true. I don't have the faintest idea where this Lunar Manor is, or if a cab can take me there. An Uber, maybe, but I hate to see how much that'll set me back.
You'll only be allowed up to a point, and then it's several miles on foot. Anyway, you'll be charged an arm and a leg for the trip where you'll still have to walk the rest of the way.
It's not like we're taking a plane there, are we?
No, but it is quite a trek, 3 hours by car.
That gets me to pause and blink at him. You've got to be kidding me? 3 hours in a car with Royal? Inhaling all that sexy can't be good for me. There has to be a medical study out there that proves staying in proximity of any individual exuding sex pheromones is bad for the body. Hormones going array and all that. Something to do with lymph nodes for sure. Even the way he shakes his head while never taking his attention from the manual seems unintentionally intentional. What the hell? Is he actually reading the thing? I get that he's super smart like the rest of his bandmates, but to actually understand all the technical jargon in that book? Unreal. I know the concepts by self-study, but when it comes to learning about them, it took me a third run-through to fully grasp. Quickly understanding that resistance is futile, I return to packing. The apartment and utility payments are auto-debit, so no worries there. The arrangement throws all my Christmas homecoming plans out the window. That makes for an awkward conversation with my mother. "Hi, Mom. I can't come home for the holidays because I will be living with a rock band for a month. Love you." Instead, I go for the more conventional approach. I lie. "Mom, I can't come home for the holidays. I have a ton of schoolwork to get through and my final project to finish." Technically, the schoolwork and final project are true, but knowing my mother, she doesn't let me off the hook that easily. She makes me promise to visit the first week of January. Knowing my month will be over by the 31st, I tell her I'll pop in. This pacifies her. I book my plane ticket home and send her the confirmation. My phone sits on my nightstand. The contract states I can bring it, but once I arrive at Lunar Manor, I'll have to surrender it. What good will it do me if I don't always have access? Lamenting its loss, I power the device down and drop it into the drawer.
You about done? I want to get out of the city before rush hour hits.
It's not even lunch yet. Why is he worried about rush hour? The last thing that goes into the duffel is my laptop. Then I pull the zipper shut. I hurry to the bathroom and throw toiletries, including my toothbrush, toothpaste, and a box of tampons, into a smaller bag. I don't care what Royal said. Preparation is the mother of success. What if I don't like the toothpaste they provide? I'll save the diva behavior for my second Vanity Fair cover shoot. After completing all my remaining class requirements last night, I gave the apartment a much-needed general cleaning. My mother taught me never to leave my place dirty when on an extended trip. Sink, free of cutlery. Bathroom, spotless. Sleeping area, organized. Living room, bursting at the seams with a super-hot rock star. I lift my camera. In the morning light, Royal belongs on that musty, probably third-hand couch. Legs crossed and arms stretched over the top, tapping a beat with his fingers. He seems to be constantly thinking about music, as if it's an inherent part of him, like taking pictures is to me. We are similar creatures, he and I. On some level, anyway, since I'd never call myself a genius. With another flawless photo filed away for future reference, I pick up my duffel and say, "Ready." Royal unfolds himself off the couch, which seems happier for some reason, and comes to stand before me. Without asking, he takes the duffel and ambles toward the door. The protest about kidnapping my stuff dies instantly. What? Does he think I'd make a run for it? Okay, it might have crossed my mind, so sue me. Shelving the boiling annoyance for when we're in the SUV, I give my apartment one last glance. A pang of loneliness rings inside me. Weird. I'll miss this place. I know I'll have to leave after I graduate, but now that I'm spending a month away, I almost don't want to go. I spent so much time within its cozy walls that I can't see myself living anywhere else.